This is the LC Youth Drive Home Recap. Tonight at LC Youth, we took a look at a message called You Belong Here. And I want you to think about where you feel the greatest sense of belonging, where you feel most like yourself, where you feel most comfortable. And it probably relates to how you see yourself or your identity. You know, I am a homebody. I'm comfortable at home. On my day off, I will often try to avoid leaving my home. I have to pump myself up to get out of my home because I really like being at home. But there are other places I feel that same sense of belonging even when I'm not home. When I was a student, I connected with the band room at school because I was a band kid. Most of my friends were in band. So I felt very comfortable in there. And even to this day, I can go into that band room and just feel at home. I was a church kid. I had a lot of church friends. I was raised in church. I was involved in church. So leaving home to come to church wasn't a huge deal because I had a sense of belonging in church. And the reality is we go places where we feel like we belong, where it connects with our identity. We avoid places where we feel like we don't belong because our identity doesn't have a connection there. We took a look at what was said about Jesus in John chapter 1, verses 10 to 13. John wrote, "He was in the world and the world was created by him, but the world did not recognize him. He came to what was his own, but his own people did not receive him. But to all who have received him, those who believe in his name, he has given the right to become God's children. Children not born by human parents or by human desire or a husband's decision, but by God." That tells us when we come by faith to Jesus, we have a new identity. And that identity is that we are sons and daughters of God. We are chosen by God to be welcomed into his family when we come through faith. And the big idea I hoped everybody got out of tonight was this: I belong at church because my identity is found in Jesus. And if your identity is in Jesus, you belong in church. You belong with other members of the body of Christ. And the Bible also says we're the bride of Christ. We belong together. And if we are doing things that don't promote that belonging by faith, we're working against God's plan. And we have to work hard to make sure that we are welcoming of people who have come by faith to Jesus, because if our identity is him, we belong together. And I hope you'll let that truth sink into your heart this week. And as you follow Jesus, welcome others to belong in his family. Have a great week.